My name is Margot Sullivan, and 3 months ago I watched my former fiancé's family realize that the charity gala they refused to seat me at properly was funded entirely by my foundation. The banner behind the main stage displayed my name in letters 3 feet tall. Their faces moved through confusion, recognition, then horror, as the event chair thanked the Sullivan Foundation for its unprecedented generosity. I smiled from the VIP section, where I had been seated separately, raised my glass in acknowledgement, and watched them understand that class was never about bloodlines. It was always about character. I met Christopher Ashford at a museum fundraiser 2 years ago. He was charming and genuine. We connected over shared interests in art and social impact. He came from old money. His family's name appeared on hospital wings and university buildings. I came from modest means. My parents were teachers. I had built my wealth myself through tech investments and careful financial planning. Christopher said none of that mattered. He loved me for who I was. His family proved that statement was optimistic. Our first dinner with his parents revealed everything. The Ashford estate was intimidating. Historic mansion with staff and formal dining rooms. His mother Catherine greeted me with a smile that felt like an appraisal. His father Richard offered polite conversation while clearly evaluating my pedigree. His sister Emma asked pointed questions about my background disguised as friendly interest. Where did I grow up? What did my parents do? Where did I attend school? Each answer confirmed their suspicions. I was not their kind of people. Christopher proposed 6 months into our relationship. I said yes, because I loved him and believed love transcended social barriers. Planning the wedding exposed how wrong I was. Catherine took control immediately. She had opinions about venues, guest lists, and traditions. My preferences were gently dismissed as not suitable for an Ashford wedding. My family's side of the church would be smaller, she explained. Most guests would be Ashford connections. That was just reality. I compromised repeatedly, believing marriage was about joining families. The real breaking point came at the annual Metropolitan Foundation Gala, a major charity event the Ashfords attended annually. Christopher asked if I would join him. His family had a table, premium location near the stage. I was excited to attend. Then Catherine called. She explained delicately that their table was limited to immediate family and certain key connections. There simply wasn't room for me. Perhaps I could purchase a separate ticket and sit elsewhere. The event was important for their social standing. She hoped I understood. I didn't understand. I was engaged to her son, but Christopher made excuses. His mother was old-fashioned. The table arrangements were complicated. We would sit together at future events. I should just attend separately this once to keep peace. His willingness to let his family exclude me was more painful than the exclusion itself. I told him I would think about attending. He seemed relieved I wasn't making it difficult. I spent that week processing rejection. Then I made calls. I contacted the Metropolitan Foundation directly. I asked about their funding situation and biggest needs. The director explained they were launching a new scholarship program for underprivileged students pursuing arts education. They had raised 60% of their goal. They needed another $200,000. I asked if a donor could contribute that amount anonymously. She said absolutely. Anonymous donors were common and deeply appreciated. I wrote the check through my newly established foundation, the Sullivan Foundation. I had created it months earlier to organize my philanthropic work, but hadn't publicized it yet. The donation was anonymous, but the foundation would be credited if I chose to reveal it later. I purchased a single ticket to the gala, not at the Ashford table, in the VIP section reserved for major benefactors. The foundation director offered to seat me prominently given my contribution. I declined. I wanted a quiet table with a clear view of the stage and the Ashford family section. The night of the gala arrived with autumn rain. I wore a custom navy gown, elegant and understated. I arrived alone and checked in at the registration desk. The volunteer coordinator recognized my name from the benefactor list and thanked me warmly. I smiled and asked her to keep my contribution quiet until the official announcement. She agreed enthusiastically. I walked into the ballroom and scanned for the Ashford table. Prime location, center of the room. 8 people including Christopher and his parents. No empty seat. No place for me. Christopher texted asking where I was sitting. I replied that I found a table and would see him after the program. He didn't ask which table, didn't offer to introduce me to people he knew, just sent back a thumbs up emoji. That casual dismissal clarified everything. I wasn't his partner in this world. I was someone he loved privately, but couldn't quite integrate publicly. That realization hurt, but also liberated. I deserved better than someone who loved me conditionally. The program began with cocktails and networking. I watched the Ashfords circulate. Catherine held court with other society women. Richard discussed business with prominent men. Emma laughed loudly at someone's joke. Christopher stood near them looking slightly uncomfortable but compliant. He glanced at his phone occasionally, probably waiting for me to text something reassuring. I ordered wine and observed silently.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.
Have you ever been excluded by people who should have welcomed you? Tell me in the comments. Dinner service started at 7. I sat with 3 other individual donors at a table near the VIP section. They were kind people who had earned their wealth and gave generously without needing recognition. We discussed the foundation's work and shared philanthropic philosophies. It was more genuine connection than I ever felt at Ashford family dinners. These people valued impact over image, substance over status. The program began after dessert. The foundation director took the stage and thanked everyone for attending. She spoke passionately about their scholarship initiative, how it would change lives by making arts education accessible. She explained they had reached their fundraising goal thanks to extraordinary generosity. Then she paused for effect. She said one donor had made this possible through a single transformative gift, an anonymous contribution of $200,000 that closed their funding gap completely. The room applauded. I watched Catherine lean toward Richard and whisper something. Probably speculation about which family made such a generous donation. The director continued. She said the donor had requested anonymity initially, but agreed to be recognized tonight. She gestured toward the stage. Behind her, curtains pulled back, revealing a massive banner. The Sullivan Foundation. In elegant script, 3 feet tall. Impossible to miss. She announced that Margot Sullivan and the Sullivan Foundation had made this achievement possible. She asked me to stand for recognition. I rose slowly. Every head turned, including the Ashfords. Christopher's face showed confusion. Catherine's showed shock. Richard's showed something like disbelief. Emma's mouth was actually open. The room applauded, sustained and genuine. I smiled graciously and nodded in acknowledgement, then sat back down while cameras flashed and people at nearby tables congratulated me quietly. I watched the Ashford table across the ballroom. Christopher pulled out his phone, probably Googling the Sullivan Foundation, finding articles about my tech investments and quiet philanthropy, learning about wealth he never knew I had because he never really asked. Catherine looked like she was recalculating everything she believed about me. Richard had the expression of someone realizing a significant miscalculation. Emma was whispering urgently to her mother. The foundation director continued thanking other donors and supporters. The Ashford name was mentioned for their modest table sponsorship. $5,000. A rounding error compared to my contribution. The contrast wasn't lost on anyone paying attention. The woman they deemed not good enough for their family table had funded the entire event they were attending. The woman whose background they questioned had built a foundation making meaningful impact. The irony was exquisite. After the program concluded, Christopher appeared at my table immediately. He looked overwhelmed. He asked why I never told him about the foundation or my wealth. I replied calmly that he never asked. He was so focused on whether I fit his family's world that he never explored who I actually was. He tried to apologize, said his mother didn't know. I interrupted gently. His mother didn't know because they never bothered to know me. They assessed my pedigree instead of my character. That was their loss, not mine. Catherine approached next. She looked uncomfortable. She said she had no idea about my foundation. She would have insisted I sit with them if she had known. I smiled and said that was precisely the problem. My value shouldn't depend on my bank account. I was the same person whether I had money or not. The fact that my foundation changed her assessment of me proved she never valued me at all. She valued what I could contribute to their social standing. That wasn't respect. It was opportunism. I excused myself politely and left the gala early. Several foundation board members asked to connect. Business cards were exchanged. Real relationships began forming based on shared values instead of social calculation. I drove home feeling lighter than I had in months. The Ashfords had spent 2 years making me feel inadequate. One banner revealed they were evaluating the wrong criteria. Christopher called repeatedly over the following days. He wanted to talk. Work things out. Explain that his family was old-fashioned but meant well. I didn't answer. I had clarity now. Someone who truly loved me would have made room at their table, regardless of my background. Someone who truly valued me wouldn't have hidden me to maintain family peace. Christopher chose comfort over courage. That choice ended our relationship more definitively than any argument could. I returned the engagement ring with a brief note. I wished him happiness, but couldn't marry into a family where love was conditional on social standing. He deserved someone who fit seamlessly into his world. I deserved someone who valued me regardless of whether I fit. That incompatibility was fundamental. Money couldn't fix it. Neither could compromise. The Sullivan Foundation continued growing. We funded 3 more scholarship programs and expanded into mentorship initiatives. I attended charity events regularly, sat at tables with people who valued impact over image, built relationships based on substance. The society world that once excluded me now extended invitations constantly. I declined most. Not out of spite, but because those spaces never reflected my values. I was never trying to join their world. I was building my own. I heard through mutual contacts that Christopher eventually married someone from an appropriate family. Old money, right connections, society approved. I hoped it brought him happiness. I held no bitterness. He gave me a gift by showing me early that conditional acceptance wasn't worth having. Better to know before the wedding than after. The Metropolitan Foundation Gala became an annual tradition. Each year, the Sullivan Foundation contributes significantly. Each year, I sit wherever I choose. Not because I proved something to the Ashfords, because I stopped needing their approval. That banner wasn't revenge. It was simply truth. I had always been enough. They were just measuring the wrong things. Class isn't about which table you sit at. It's about how you treat people regardless of their table. The Ashfords taught me that lesson through their exclusion. I'm grateful for it. Their rejection redirected me toward people and purposes that actually mattered. Sometimes the best revenge isn't making people sorry they excluded you. It's building a life so fulfilling that their exclusion becomes irrelevant. Generosity was my mic drop, not because it proved my worth to them, because it proved my worth to myself, and that was always the only opinion that mattered. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel to watch more revenge and inspiring stories that will make you excited like this one. Where are you watching from? Drop your country in the comments and let us know what you think about this story.
Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Turn on bell notification to stay updated for more revenge stories.